Yung mga walang kwenta naman na nag-ano doon.
Online na tayo,
Sayang
Mr.
oras.
Chair. Magandang hapon mga Kapix Pro. Kamusta, Mr. Chair? How's your week naman po so far?
Always good. The week is always good.
Yeah.
Hi, Press RB. Magandang hapon at welcome officially sa Kwentuhang Cybersecurity.
Hi, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon. Hi, Arn.
Sino ang choppy? Ako ba o si RB?
Okay naman both sides, Mr. Chair. Pareho naman po kayong coming across loud and clear.
Parehas tayong chubby, Mr. Chair.
Hindi na ako choppy.
Ah, ako lang yata na.
Okay. Magandang hapon mga Kapix Pro from Adrian Borja Santos.
Okay.
Magandang hapon.
Hmm. Gandang hapon. Isang magandang hapon ng Biyernes. Ito na
Ma-
tayo.
Mainit-init pa, Mr. Chair. Saktong-sakto yung topic natin ngayon. Kasi may trending daw eh. Ngayon online. So, dapat ba nating sundin yung trend na yon? Malalaman natin later on.
Ako ang ano no?
Yung
Bakit
bill
mga
reveal
bill reveal ng
Opo,
Meralco?
ng Meralco. If we're allowed to say that. Pero yes, yung Meralco bill reveal trend na meron tayo ngayon. Okay. Maayong hapon, boss. Amping ug po kanunay from Sir Royden Luciana. Sir Royden pala to. Sorry, kinatay ko magkabi. Sorry,
Ah,
magandang hapon, Press Royden.
mukhang may mahina yung signal ko.
Okay naman kay Chair. Siguro yung reception niyo sa amin ang mahina, Mr. Chair. Nagchat-Shopee. Good
Okay
afternoon
naman
from
ng
Sir
anak ko.
Tibo. Oh, yes, sir. Okay naman po. Okay, from Herald Agomaa, good afternoon po Kapix Pro. Mga Kapix Pro, ilagay niyo po kung saan location kayo. Not exactly kung saan pero kung saang panig po kayo ng Pilipinas, kung saan panig kayo sa mundo, para mabati naman din po namin kayo. Okay, from Tina Reliosa, good afternoon po. Good afternoon, ma'am. And from Hebyun, good afternoon po. Okay, Junmar Dilaw, pa-shout out po. Shout out sa iyo, Sir Junmar Dilaw. Okay, from Christopher Ray Lungay, good afternoon po. Okay, patuloy pa po tayong manood, sumuporta, at of course, kung kayo hindi pa member ng Pix Pro, magpa-member na po tayo para mas lalo pang lumalim ang ating kaalaman ukol sa cybersecurity at kung paano po natin mapapangalagaan ang ating sarili against cyber threats.
Si Ellen pala, andito na ba?
Not yet po. Wala pa po si BTL. We'll share the link to her din po. Actually, Mr. Chair, special guest din tayo ngayon kasi this is a special feature po ng NCR. Tinulungan lang po natin sila, sinamahan natin. So later, hopefully makasama natin si VP Ellen. Let me just share the Zoom meeting.
Windows eh. Yan, si may hapon, by Roy din. Ayo-ayo diha sa Cebu. Di lang sa ka mo i-guess kay ibas na po niya ka dito speakers. Mga wailingaw. Si Ex-Atlo. Okay. Si Christian. Magandang hapon, brother. Aristeo Marasigan. Magandang hapon din sa inyo. He is watching in GMA Cavite. Si Ben Israel Dakudao. Maayong hapon. Maayong hapon, bye.
I think VP Ellen is here na po.
Oo. Yung classmate ko, si Christopher Dizon Lagwatan. Magandang hapon sa iyo. Papsi.
Ang
Si
ganda naman
Kiko.
tawagan niyo. Popsy.
Si Kiko, DPO ng Meralco is watching. Ganda tong topic na to.
Very timely nga, Mr. Chiri. Isa to sa mga most requested, one of the most requested topics na gustong ipa-cover sa atin sa Pix Pro.
Kaya nga eh. At saka sigurado na naman to na pag-uusapan na naman to ng
Trending na naman to, Mr. Chiri.
sana kung mag-bash, pakita pangalan, di ba? Walang anonymous kasi pag anonymous, walang bayag yung mga yan. Not worth a second of my time. Nanonood nga sila, Pops.
Ay, naku. Anyways, napakaliit lang naman ang ating mundo. At napaka-iksi ng panahon. Why waste it? Hello po, VP Ellen. Kamusta po?
Hello, good afternoon.
Baptism of fire mo po ito, VP
Oo nga.
Ellen.
It's time.
Yes, but by the way, mga Kapix Pro, to formally welcome VP Ellen Soloso. She is one of our VPs for the for the NCR chapter. Siya po ang ating VP for Pix Pro Cares for NCR. So, welcome aboard po. At magiging suki na po natin si VP Ellen every Friday, third Friday of the month po for the NCR chapter. So, welcome po, VP Ellen.
Salamat, Arlene. Hi, Chair. Mr. Chair, how are you?
Wow, mayroon tayong bagong Kapix Pro, kakwentuhan.
Hmm,
Ay,
Outnumber
Ellen,
na
no?
naman.
Fresh na fresh ka.
of course. Friday na kasi, dapat fresh pa din.
Si Sheraan, no? Our main. Hi, Sheraan. Si Azos Cram, magandang hapon. Si Ding Amar is also watching. Good afternoon. Herminio Kamarin, magandang hapon sa dyan. Lumaban Kristom, good afternoon din sa iyo. Hello, Sheraan. See you next week. Si Benson, good afternoon. Okay, magandang hapon mga Kapix Pro. I think Arlene,
Yes, Mr. Chair.
it's already 5 o'clock. It's time to face reveal our guest speaker.
Mr. Chair, nagkaroon lang ng technical problem si Press RB. I-double check lang namin kung okay na siya. Press RB, okay na po ba sa setup nyo? Okay, mukhang hindi pa nakakabalik si Press RB.
Ito naman ang may problema. May problema ako sa
Medyo may
ano ba ako
problema ang
ng magandang stock.
I-check ko lang si Press. Okay.
Makaroon.
So, Mr. Chair, ma-share lang po natin on May 22, magkakaroon na naman po tayo ng ating third installment of the PIX Pro Golf
Apa ko na
Tournament for a Cause.
letter signal.
Ay, sige, Mr. Chair. Opo. So mga ka-PIX Pro, next week na po ang D-Day natin. Magkakaroon po ulit tayo ng ating annual golf tournament. This is of course to support our advocacy and our project, especially po sa ating mga community info drives at ang ating mga training para po sa ating mga promising young cybersecurity professionals. So, of course, this wouldn't be possible without the help of our technology partners and our sponsors na siyang nasa likod po natin palagi para patuloy po na i-ignite yung passion natin to pursue our mission, that is to promote cybersecurity awareness and education to the Filipino public and of course to our community. So maraming salamat po ngayon pa lang sa mga suportang binibigay niyo sa amin, and this wouldn't be, PIX Pro wouldn't be here without the support of course not only of our technology partners but also of our members. Kaya kung ikaw ay hindi pa miyembro ng PIX Pro, ano pang hinihintay mo? Libre po ang pagiging member. So, mag-register na po tayo ngayon din at makisama po tayo sa pakikibaka natin para maging safe po ang Philippine cyberspace. Press RB, are you back na po ba?
Nakamute ata si Press RB.
Oo nga po, may problema daw po yung system niya eh. Press RB. So, Miss
There you
Ellen.
go.
Okay.
Hi, good afternoon,
Hi.
Kapix Pro. Sorry, malakas ang ulan sa La Union.
Okay, nasa La Union pala
Yeah.
kayo ngayon. Okay, regards po pala sa ating La Union chapter.
Thank you.
Begin.
Sige po, hindi na natin patatagalin pa ito mga ka-PIX Pro dahil alam namin na excited na kayong makilala, hindi si Judith, kundi ang ating speaker for today who's going to expand further about how we deal with online payment system at kung paano po ba natin maisisecure ang ating mga sarili, especially when doing transactions online. So, ibigay na po natin ang plenary sa ating President of the La Union chapter and the Deputy Chief Information Security Officer of one of our, pwede bang sabihin, Press RB? Hindi. Sabihin mo na lang kung anong nature ng work mo. Okay, isa sa mga kilalang agency sa bansa in terms of online bills payment. So, no less than President R.B. Banyes. Magandang hapon, Pres.
Hi, magandang hapon, Director Arlene and Mr. Chair, magandang hapon, and Miss Ellen, hi. Good afternoon. And sa lahat ng mga kapix natin sa buong Pilipinas, naimbag man sa Ilocano, and good afternoon sa English. Magandang hapon sa Tagalog. So, ang topic natin for today is it's all about online payment systems, ano? So, kung ito ba ay safe or hindi. So, ngayon, we're going to take a closer look at whether it's safe to make online. So, yeah, so in a world where we do so much of our shopping and transaction online, it's important to understand yung risks and how we can protect ourselves. So let's dive in and see what we can learn about staying safe while making payments online. So una, Ma'am Arlene, pwede bang pa-share yung slide natin?
Naka-flash na po siya, Press RB.
All right. So una, let's define what is online payment system is. So it actually a digital tools that let us pay for things over the internet. And marami tayong mga online payment systems katulad ng mga sikat like GCash, Maya, and we also have uh, Bayad Mobile for Bayad Center. So they make it possible to buy stuff from online stores, pay bills, and send money to friends or businesses without needing cash or checks. So napapadali yung mga transaction natin anywhere with the use of internet and saving us time and hassle, of course. And in terms of accessibility, they're available to lots of people, even if they're far from banks or stores. And yung efficiency, we can pay things quicker and easier than traditional methods. And in terms of e-commerce, we can also uh, uh, e-commerce has witnessed this significant growth, leading to an increased reliance on online payment systems. So more people can shop online now because internet is everywhere. Phones, tablets make it easy to shop on the move, boosting online stores. And it's as e-commerce grows, it's open also new opportunities for businesses and changing how we shop in digital age. So next slide, Ms. Arlene. So online payment systems offer numerous advantages for both consumers and business. Let's explore some of these benefits. So number one, yung convenience natin and the speed. It provides users with swift and hassle-free transactions. So isang click mo lang, pwede na natin i-purchase yung mga gusto natin i-purchase online through this e-wallets or online payment systems. So ito, inallow niya yung convenience natin for seamless shopping experiences and also it enhance customer satisfaction and loyalty. In terms of security measures, one of the significant advantage of online payment systems is the implementation of improved security protocols. So ito yung systems na utilize natin katulad ng encryption and authentication methods para ma-protect yung sensitive data natin such as yung credit card numbers and personal information natin. So as a result, we can rest assured na yung financial information natin remains secure throughout the transaction process, providing them with peace of mind kapag nag-online purchase tayo. Next slide, please. Okay, so exploring various online payment methods, there are different ways to pay for your purchases. So number one, meron tayong mga credit card payments. We also have like online banking and yung mga digital websites. So yung credit card payments natin, entering this purchase your items. And for bank, all throughout, or I mean, bank accounts, different bank accounts, I mean. And then for digital wallets, we have there the GCash. Advertise na ako, Mr. Chair. GCash, Paymaya, and again, the mobile banking ng Bayad Center or mobile app ng Bayad Center. Next slide. So, given the efficiency of online payment systems, mayroon pa rin mga nakasabit dyan na risks. So, number one, mayroon tayong mga phishing scams. Number two, possible data breaches. And three, mga fraud activities. Wherein yung phishing scam is one of the famous tricks na ginagawa ng mga scammers natin para makuha yung mga identifications natin and personal informations for them to use our cards or payment informations. And then number two, data breaches. So these data breaches leading to access dun sa mga sensitive data natin wherein they could steal all our identity for them to be able to transact on our behalf. And then yung fraud activities, it's a transaction affecting online payments. So pwede itong mangyari kapag naging reluctant tayo sa mga informations na provide natin sa mga family, kaibigan, and even yung mga friends natin. So these are the possible risks na pwedeng mangyari in online payment systems. And well, kapag may mga risks, of course, meron din tayong mga controls na pwedeng gawin. So number one, nandyan yung encryption techniques. So ito karamihan ginagawa ng mga businesses and banks, government for them to secure yung online transactions or sensitive data for na nagtra-transmit from one system to another system. And commonly, they are also using the SSL to encrypt yung mga link between a web server and a browser para ma-secure yung transmission ng data from one system to another. And then also, they're using a 2FA para ma-identify yung mga access and to enhance yung security ng mga systems nila. Next slide, Ms. Arlene. So, yeah, para maprotektahan yung natin, for us to be able to protect our informations online or transaction online, there are several regulatories na we need to follow, such as PCI DSS for finance and banking industry. And even yung Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, there are series of requirements from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas para sa mga financial institutions na nag-ooperate sa Philippines. And then we also have the consumer protection laws para ma-safeguard yung rights interest ng mga online transactions natin. On next slide, Ms. Arlene. So here are some examples of secure online payment platforms. So we have three here. Ito na yung in-identify ko na pinaka popular right now. So we have the Apple Pay, PayPal, and Google Pay. Under Apple Pay, we have there the secure mobile payment service by Apple. So we know the features naman ng Apple, very secure. And ang daming mga kailangang sundin na policy and requirements kay Apple. And even the PayPal, one of the leading global online payment platforms, including Google Pay, one of the convenient and secure digital wallet in the world right now. Next slide, Ms. Arlene. Alright, so here are some tips para ma-secure natin yung mga online na payments transactions natin. So number one, let's be vigilant to use reputable payment gateways. We need to choose for trusted payment channels to safeguard our transactions. Lalo na ngayon, ang dami mga nauusong mga notifications and text messages for us to para makuha ng mga hackers yung mga informations natin. So let's be mindful to that. And also let's always keep our software updated. Ensure that it regularly updates para maprotektahan tayo sa mga vulnerabilities. And avoid using public Wi-Fi for transactions. Next slide, Ms. Arlene. All right, so there are also future trends in enhancing online payment security. So maraming mga features ngayon na nandyan sa mga technology natin sa mobile phone or even sa mobile banking transaction natin. So we have here the biometric authentications wherein it enhances security by utilizing unique biological traits for verification. We also have here the blockchain technology to secure transactions with decentralized and immutable ledgers. And mayroon din tayong mga AI-driven fraud detection tools para ma-identify real-time at ma-prevent yung mga possible fraudulent activities na nangyayari sa mga transaction natin online. Next slide, Ms. Arlene. Alright, so paano pa natin ma-secure further yung mga transaction natin online? So kailangan nating maging aware and be watchful kung ano yung mga activities na ginagawa natin. Let's be vigilant para maprotektahan yung mga informations natin online. So let's continuously secure continuous security advancement and evolution of security measures to protect online transactions. And another one is to collaboratively combating these cyber threat. So may mga activities like for example si PixPro for us to be able to understand kung mga possible risks na mangyayari sa mga online transactions natin. We have here PixPro as a channel para maging aware tayo sa kung paano natin protektahan ang mga activities natin online. Okay. So, I'm sorry, medyo nagahang yung laptop ko. That's the presentation that I have right now. Mayroon ba tayong mga questions and clarifications?
Okay, thank you, Press RB. Before we move forward with the question and answer, Mr. Chair, may isa pa po tayong special guest na makakasama ngayon sa ating kwentuang cybersecurity. Will you do the honors?
Ayun. So, classmate ko to sa Masters in Information Security program sa De La Salle University, no? At batikang cyber risk manager din ito. Mayroon siyang marami sa mga inputs no? Yung mga past natin na online sexual abuse and exploitation of children, no, yung mga hacking and scamming, and now in a payment system mga possible issues. So I asked him to join us dito sa ating Zoom platform for him to be able to share also, no, kung ano man yung kanyang mga karanasan or mga tips also. So nasa cyber din ito sa isang bangko. Siya na lang magsabi kung gusto niya sabihin kung anong bangko siya, no? Ang tawag namin sa kanya si Tops. Si Christopher Son Lagwata. Tops.
Okay, salamat Mr. Chair. Magandang hapon mga ka-Pix Pro. So, Boss Arwi, thank you for that wonderful insight sa online payments na matagal na nating hinihintay, no? And just to share, for me as a bank, as a advocate, a member of the bank, so matagal na tayong imagine 20 years in the making yata to. Kasi if you remember, Mr. Chair, I think with your previous company and sa kabilang company na ang simulang payment channel, yung text lang yung padala, di ba? So it come a long way for us to have it culturally accepted ang mga payment channel sa atin. And however, rude awakening yung pandemic na doon na lang din na-embrace. However, the culture itself has not progressed. Imagine if, for example, that I was in my previous work na I went to China. So, although labas na natin yung about the questions of the safety of their payment channels, pero they embraced 100% on payment channel sa tool. Ultimong nagtitinda sa tabi ng bangketa ng mga souvenir, you just put in your WeChat. So, when there's a dangers for it, alam natin na wala yung dependency. And kami nga sa bangko, the brick and mortar is still strong with the Filipino. Dahil tayo, nandun pa rin yung pag-anat sa pag-iipon na alam natin may hawak tayong pera. And what if the payment channels suddenly goes down? Meron pa rin tayong So, we're in a place na yin and yang. And ang talagang kailangan lang natin dito is awareness for people na paano gamitin ng tama ang payment channels. As in the previous talks na sinabi ko, ang payment channels sa ginagamit ng mga kalaban natin, lalo ng mga exploiters for numerous frauds, gambling, transaction ng sexual materials na nare-report naman natin. So, ultimong bata rin in my advocacy for children's awareness on marunong na rin. So, hihingi ng Pasko, sabi, Ninong, padala mo na lang. Di ba? So, it boils down to have us within the communities to be responsible and hopefully the benefit of rin. In terms of cybersecurity, also we advocated privacy by design. It's not our fault na mayroong mga shortcomings pero for us in the cybersecurity, we hope that payment channels would step up to have it developed securely. Wala akong sa mga aggregates and there are partners. So alaman natin. So we hope to have a continuous research na itong mga payment channels will be delivered securely sa ating mga Kasi magbe-benefit naman is the customers naman ng mga payment channels. Lalo na ngayon, marami pa lutang-lutang na fly-by-night na payment channels. Punta ka lang sa Google, yung mga instant loan. So, kailangan iwasan din po natin yan. So, thank you po. Salamat po and bubuhay ang Pix Pro.
Thank you, Pops. Diyan ka lang. May tanong tayo dito, Arlene. No?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Si Ben Isra talagang binubuhay niya yung usapin.
Wala ang kinalaman dyan, Mr. Chair.
I am connected to a public Wi-Fi but I enable VPN such as NordVPN to hide my bank transaction. Is this safe? Well, kung ako kasi, I don't do transactions sa mga public Wi-Fi. Well, unang-una, hindi ako believer ng VPN. Yes, it encrypts the tunnel, but the entry of data and exit of data is no longer encrypted. In fact, kahit nung sa previous company ko, meron kaming VPN na remote access. Hindi ko ginagamit yun. Hindi ko ginagamit yun to connect to our internal system. Kasi I always consider myself and my laptop as a compromised. Kapag compromise yung laptop ko, pag kumunik ako doon sa through VPN, doon sa network ko, dinala ko rin yung threat actor doon. Yun ang lagi kong ano. Kaya, iniiwasan ko yung mga maggagawa ka ng mga critical transactions sa mga public Wi-Fi. Kahit na kailangan na, I'd rather use my data. I'd rather use my data than use any public Wi-Fi, even if there is VPN. So yan ang wala na, patay na yung VPN. May magagalit na naman sa kabilang channel. Di ba yung balita ngayon, yung Norway is replacing their SSL VPN. So Ben, the alternative is do not use public Wi-Fi when you do transactions. Now, for remote access, if you need to do your remote access to your office through VPN, then do so, no? But what is prevalent is the attackers will not attack your VPN. It's very difficult to crack the encryption power of VPN. They will always find a way, another way, no? Any other way that they can leverage on, diba? So, number one, sabi ko, do not make critical transactions on public Wi-Fi's. Okay? Yeah, that's the alternative way. Now, alternative way for remote connection, I have, but I don't want to broadcast it here. Otherwise, maakusahan na naman ako na mayroon akong ginagamit. Tapos gusto kong inaano yung VPN. So, yun. Okay? Matagal na, matagal na tip na yan na binibigay eh. Number one, do not use public Wi-Fi. Number two, if you will use public Wi-Fi, do not log into your whatever accounts. If you need to browse, then browse. Yan. Okay. Next question na tayo. Yan. Sabi ni Buhay OFW, dito sa Saudi, almost cashless na talaga lahat dito. Halos lahat online payment. Yan talagang pinaka-ideal, di ba? I mean, nung sa Singapore din, bayad kahit mga maliliit na bilihin doon. App na gamit nila eh. Yun, sa China, ganun din. No? But dito sa Pilipinas, yung cybersecurity kasi is not prioritized. Gagawa ka ng, kita mo, yung Firearms and Explosives Office ng PNP, nahack kanilang umaga. 1.5 terabytes. According to the hacker, 1.5 terabytes ang nakuha. Anong klaseng cybersecurity meron doon? Diba? Unang-una, alam na nung hacker o kung kanino man niya ibebenta yun, kung may ibebenta man niya. No? Alam na kung ilan ang baril natin sa Pilipinas. Kung anong klaseng baril meron tayo sa Pilipinas. Plus yung mga serial numbers doon. No? Yung mga gustong gumawa ng mga paltik na baril, magagamit nila yung mga serial numbers doon. Pag in-scan yan sa database ni PNP, nandun. Tama yung serial number, di ba?
Medyo naghangkan kanina.
So, maraming mga critical na mga systems. Pero yung cybersecurity mindset behind is not only elementary, immature. Mga payment systems natin. Ayan, sabi dito, nahack yung GCash. What is the mindset, cybersecurity mindset behind that? Tayo nga, hindi nga tayo naglalagay ng data, tayo PixPro, wala naman tayong critical system, di ba? But our personal information, we don't keep it sa public database. Kasi that is our mindset, no? Kami ang controller and processor. Kailangan namin protektahan 'yan. Isang tao lang may hawak ng mga personal information ng mga members. Hindi lahat. Diba? That's the mindset behind.
Although, yun nga nabanggit ni Mr. Chair na very immature pa yung cybersecurity mindset sa Philippines. And that's why we have advocacies, di ba, and groups such as Speaks Pro para we can really share awareness sa lahat, di ba, regardless what your status is in the society, di ba? Bata ka pa, matanda, edukado or whatever. So everyone should have this responsibility na we should evangelize cybersecurity as part of our DNA. Kasi doon na talaga tayo papunta, di ba? Parang ang landscape natin has already changed and di ba parang gone are the days na ang dating mga ninanakaw is mga physical things such as bags, wallet. Ngayon, ang mga ninanakaw yan, mga pera mo sa bangko, via online, di ba? Identity. Kaya we should really be evangelizing yung cybersecurity mindset regardless of the status in the society.
Agree. Ayan, yung mindset, it starts with the mindset.
Yeah.
Ginagawa naman natin yan ng mga bata. Kahit maliliit pa tayo nun, sinasabihan tayo mga kulang natin, pag tumawid ka ng daan, magtingin ka sa kaliwa, magtingin ka sa kanan. Di ba? Ayun ang natin, mindset natin ng security. How much more dito sa mga importanteng bagay na to? Di ba? We cannot, kaya ako, hindi ko tinatanggap yung sinasabing you must have a minimum cybersecurity. Minimum will not save you. Di ba? Security ito Anong gusto mong, yung village namin na may nanakawan, may nakapasok. Bakit? Minimum lang yung security. May roving. Yung roving lang binabantayan ng magnanakaw. Minimum. Cybersecurity, mag-minimum ka. Ang gagaling na ng mga hackers ngayon. We cannot deny that na mas gumagaling sila kaysa mga defenders. So kaya lang na may tanong pala dito si Brother Albert Remo.
Yes.
You think mahina po ang pagpulis or magaan ang penalty sa mga payment systems provider when it comes sa compromises? Ako hindi ko familiar kung ano ang mga penalties nila dapat. But on top of, besides sa mga penalties, dapat yung top of the line talaga yung ginagawang cybersecurity practice, hindi technology. Hindi ka bili ng bili lang. Kailangan mayroon kang ginagamit na utak din, di ba? Kasi sabi nga nila, di ba? People, process, technology. Pag hindi mo na-connect yung tatlo na yan, wala kang intelligence, patay tayo dyan, di ba? So, Arlene, your
Okay,
turn.
Mr. Chair. Okay. Actually, Mr. Chair, if ito kasi yung common na misconception, common na issue regarding the use of online payment system, online banking, so to speak. Kasi dumating yung time, especially during the pandemic, which was mentioned before ni Sir Zertope here, that merong dong threat na may magsha-shutdown daw po ang mga online payment system, online banking system, which will lead to the compromise of not only of our personal security, but also the security of our assets na nandoon. So, as a normal citizen who is subscribed to several mobile and online platforms involving my assets, how sure am I na kahit na dumating yung pagkakataon na yon, secured po ang information at assets ko?
Well, hindi mo talaga ma-sure. Yun yung, di ba? Hindi natin sure kasi wala kasi standard Wala bang, alam mo, maalala ko lang, sa Spain, nung nandun ako. Kung order ka ng paella sa maliit na restaurant, sa medyo malaking restaurant, o medyo mahal na restaurant, up to sa pinakamahal na restaurant, pare-pareho lang ang lasa niyan. Nag-iiba lang yung presyo. Bakit? Iisa lang pinanggalingan ng kanilang recipe Iisang eskwelahan lang pinanggalingan ng mga nagluluto. Di ba? Sa cybersecurity, iba. Kasi kailangan mag-tailor ka Kailangan tailor to your own operation. But it boils down to one thing. You need to protect your consumers. You need to protect your customers. Now, if it's personal information that you have, then or you are processing or controlling, then you need to protect that at all costs. Diba? Hindi pwede yung mag-minimum security lang tayo dito. Oh. So, anong mangyayari? Kung payment system ka, ay hindi naman natin ma-deny na ang dami nang nabiktima, di ba? Biktima ng mga scam. So, kung titingnan mo yung value chain kasi niyan, hindi lang din naman payment system ang dapat mag-higpit. Lahat yan, nagmumula yan sa mga phishing na text, tapos phishing na websites, uh, nagpo-provide ng credentials doon up to the point na ma-execute yung crime. Yun yung value chain diyan. So titingnan natin sino ba yung mga entities na nandyan sa value chain. If it's a text message, then it's telco, di ba? So the question is, what is the telco doing preventing phishing SMS? Now, pagka inopen na niya yung website, yung scam, saan ba siya dumadaan? Is it still telco or content or tingnan natin yun. Ano ba yung mga magagawa doon sa every layer of that chain? Up to the point na masasabi natin na hindi na niya magagawa, hindi na nila mabibiktima yung mga consumers. Now, worst case scenario na talagang nakuha yung kanyang credentials, no, at nagamit sa mga payment systems, then doon na yon papatak sa payment system mismo kung ano yung kanilang countermeasures in that worst case scenario. Kasi ganun ang magiging situational ka eh. What if hindi na-prevent yung SMS? Okay, so natanggap, di ba? Pero pag natanggap ng user, dapat meron siyang na scam yan. Paano kung na-bypass yun? Wala. So na-click niya yung link, di ba? O pag-click na nung link na yon, dapat naka-block yan dito sa kung saang dumaan niya na telco. Ngayon, kung hindi na prevent, hindi na block at nakalusot yung access niya, ano ngayon ang susunod na gagawin mo? 'Di ba? Yung every level of the value chain, kailangan lagyan mo ng security measures yan. Up to the point dun sa mismong payment systems. Now the question is, ano ngayon ang cybersecurity practice ng mga payment systems or payment gateways? Yun ang tanong. Diba? Ngayon, hindi natin masagot yun. Hindi naman tayo taga doon.
Well, Mr. Chair, if I add lang on points ng sa payment, we do have yung PCI DSS as the minimum. The question is, ang hirap i-attain yun. Some people would do shortcuts para kasi ang value nila is to deliver the product eh. So may
compliant.
For compliance lang. And also, some of the online crimes sa fraud is actually done to a legitimate process na labas na sa online payment na nabubudol na yung tao eh. Actually, yun ang nagiging some of the fraudsters, alam nilang may control lang mga payment channels eh. Pero once you able to capture that victim at to gain the trust na gawin na yung process na yun, doon nag-successful lang ang fraud. And marami yon yung papadala na ID. That's a sad fact na online payment just became is still a vehicle for tama yung Mr. Chair, na is still the titingnan dapat ng buong value chain. Kasi bisan nasisisi yung payment, na-scam ako, re-report nila. Pero pag tinanong during interview ng mga even the central bank, ano po ba ginawa niyo? Nagbigay ako ng ganitong pera or kasi akala ko si ganito. So tama Mr. Chair, yun ang natin, we have to think and protect every part of the value chain, and we hope naman with the payment channels saan mag-comply naman sa standards. It's not more than just business because we're getting the risk of losing the privacy and the data of our customers and the customers' trust kapag na-compromise natin yung security naman ng ating mga payment channels.
Siguro tops yung isa sa mga importanteng part ng value chain is yung mga practitioners, diba? Yung mga developers. Kanina you were mentioning about privacy by design. Sa amin naman, doon sa dating work namin ni Sir Angel, we're advocating talaga yung security by design. Kasi parang we're stressing out to everyone that cybersecurity is everybody's responsibility. Hindi lang yan responsibilidad ng grupo na gumagawa ng cybersecurity, but everyone should have that. Even the product developers, diba? Parang you don't design a product na gusto mo lang na madali siyang mabenta. Dapat na-design mo rin from the time na it's going to be availed, how it will be processed until umalis yung customer in such a way na may security in each of the gate, diba? Para we deliver products and services na secured talaga. So
Tama,
talagang
BPL.
we're stressing out na cybersecurity is everyone's responsibility.
Well, BPL, the sad fact about this is that the development in terms of how programs were developed, at alam din ni Chair, doon sa masters namin, dinidiscuss namin, security is not included as part of the methodologies.
Exactly.
You can have you can have a waterfall agile project management, or even with the coding. Magugulat ka lang when a programmer na bagong entry, ngayon lang niya maririnig ng OWASP. So, yun ang mga yun ang mga things na there's a need to change the development world then to have and the buong mundo pinupush yun because any exploit just begins with a simple program na talagang may nakalimutan lang to execute.
Exactly. In every phase of the development, dapat talaga laging nandun, di ba? It begins with ideation, planning, until it's being built, di ba? Tested and deployed. Until na-deploy mo na siya during the warranty period, talagang constant yung monitoring, ensuring na wala talagang mga vulnerabilities, walang mga flaws that could really compromise yung security ng mga dinedeliver natin.
Ito nga, BPL I would tinisibir sana namin that we hope that someday that the curriculums in colleges and high school, ngayon K-12 na yung and meron na mga robotics, may mga coding na inaano sa bata. Maybe from that age, security can already be part of the development when you're teaching your children how to be a responsible developer. So, yun lang po.
Thank you po.
May magandang mga questions dito. Maganda yung balitaktakan dito.
Meron nga silang sarili, Mr. Chair, over the chat box. So, simulan ko, Mr. Chair. In this era of digital age, I guess, even you add more security layer, no one is safe. Laughing out loud, even you got the hardest encryption or whatsoever securities. If someone is more intelligent than your security, the security that you built, it will be penetrated. No one is safe even if you get the best practices. I guess siguro yung level of acceptance din, Mr. Chair. Kasi if you're going to look at the demographics
So
of
magandang
those...
point ito. Kasi pag cybersecurity professional ka, hindi mo ibabase yung strategy mo sa galing mo. Kailangan ibase mo sa galing ng mga kalaban mo. Dapat isipin mo araw-araw na ang gagaling ng mga kalaban ko. Kaysa sabihin mo na ang galing-galing ko o ang galing-galing namin. Di ba? Kasi tama to. No one is safe talaga. Kung ganon. Kuya Patrick.
Kuya
What is your thoughts with Estonia payment system that enforced and managed by Estonia government? Well, the Estonian government had to learn the lessons, their lessons the hard way, di ba? Nung binanatan sila noon, dumapa sila. Yung kanilang e-commerce, financial. Ngayon, napakaganda na ng kanilang capabilities. So this should be okay, no? Especially if the government can be trusted to execute the job, di ba? I'm okay with that. Dito sa atin medyo hindi pa.
Tsaka yung support level din siguro, Mr. Chair, ng government. Very supportive sa cybersecurity.
Sabi dito, educate the users, sabi ni Chris, about the methods of cyber. Yes, you can. We are doing that. But, kukunti lang ang nakakaintindi nito eh. Pagbaba mo sa grassroots, anong alam nila sa phishing? Anong alam nila sa mga kung makita mo pa ngayon kung paano mag-craft ng scam messages yung mga scammers, ang gagaling. 'Di ba? Tatakutin ka.
At
So,
nag-i-innovate din sila, di ba, Mr.
110
Chair?
Oo,
Mm.
na-innovate na
Kasi
sila.
'di ba, before phishing, smishing, ngayon may Qshing, 'di ba? Kasi QR code na tayo ng mga payment ngayon, may Qshing na rin. Tapos yung iba very bold talaga. Phishing naman yung tawag namin na talagang ang lupit, tumatawag talaga doon sa mga
So,
potential na ano, 'di ba? So they're evolving talaga and innovating. Kaya tayo mga nandito sa cybersecurity, unfortunately, the threat actors are 10 steps ahead of the game. So we really need to catch up. Sobra tayong nakukulelat.
Okay. Ito po, according to RVTC, based on the recent report, 80% of attack came from social engineering. Educating people, I guess, is the best defense for any threats.
parang wala na tayong talaga dito, di ba? Sabi ni Artec, Mr. Angel Redoble, ano masasabi niyo po sa NFC cards tulad ng Tap to Connect? Well, hindi ako masyadong familiar dito, but mahirap magbigay ng comment. Siguro yung isa na lang. Based on the recent report, 80% of attack came from social engineering. Educating people is, I guess, the best defense. Exactly, which we agree. No? Yan ang talaga. So, ang awareness and education, when it comes to the community, it becomes more challenging, di ba? Kasi hindi naman lahat mga parents mga tech savvy. Hindi lang lahat mga estudyante or users ng internet tech savvy. It's a long process, but hopefully soon we can achieve at least a certain percentage of our community is learned na. Arlene?
Okay. Ito po, according to Oski Bolavilla, the weakest link is the human element. So siguro, on certain occasions, yes. Pero it's a matter of educating oneself kasi. That there is always, kaya nga nung sinabi dito there's always the possibility of getting hacked. Okay, the question is when. So, aantayin mo pa bang ma-hack ka? 'Di ba? Aantayin mo pa bang dumating yung pagkakataon na yun? Better educate yourself because technology is here to stay. Wala na po tayo magagawa. Sooner or later, darating tayo sa era na magiging cashless na tayo. So what better way to address this issue is to keep ourselves educated and keep ourselves safe para maging maayos po yung mga transaction natin, especially online. So, I like how PayPal deals with scams and other payment-related incidents. Their 100% guarantee on getting your money back is really nice to emulate by our local companies, by Frederick Conda. Sir, meron bang to Sir Tops and to Sir RV, meron ba tayong safety net sa ating mga online banking platforms just in case na dumating yung time na tayo ay ma-hack, ma-scam? Or wala pa po tayo sa point na
Hindi ba
gano'n?
sabi mo na?
Yes po. Sir Tops?
I give you the floor to Sir Abby muna.
Okay. Sige
Follow
po.
muna.
Sir RV? Parang...
Medyo mahina yung ano niya.
Opo, mahina po
Okay.
ata.
Well, actually, for majority of the banks have their customer protection or call it their customer hotline. Even the Bangko Sentral of Pilipinas has their they can call the central bank for yung mga reklamo kung nahack sila. Of course, we have our law enforcement together with our PNP Cybercrime. They have partnerships with the online payments starting especially in the pandemic. A lot of these incidents have escalated. So yun lang, awareness for to have the people aware na may mga hotlines naman ng mga bangko. Don't hesitate to call yung bangko kagad. Lalo na ito yung nagiging alam nila na scam nila pero hindi nila alam kakatch kagad. Same as your credit card. Pag nawala credit card mo, tawag mo kagad sa bangko because the process of they can have those further transactions na maiwasan pa na lumaki yung ginagawa ng fraudster at lumaki pa yung halaga mawawala sa iyo. And as mandated by the BSP, sama-sama ng mga banks, yung sinabi nga ni Sir RB, is the consumer protection. So may regulation naman na under ang all banks. And I'm not speaking for all the banks, pero lahat kami may ginagawa doon. And also, pero it doesn't, di lang naman ang bangko and the people, the central bank ang may kailangang katulong. So tama ang mga ka-Bigs Pro dito na awareness lang talaga. So throughout media, so in your Facebook groups and dito sa Bigs Pro, matuto rin ang magandang we advocate in the use of the online platforms. Kung meron na scam kayo, yung critical thinking na scam ako, hindi ka magpapanik dapat. Yun ang think, okay, nakapanghinayang, we have a lot people na mawala ka ng pera, thousands and thousands of pesos. But one thing, whenever you do a situation like this, clear yourself, have a clear mind, ano una kong gagawin. And if you know someone, your loved one, hindi makakatulong yun tayo within our awareness na na-scam ako ng ano gagawin ko. Approach your family members, approach your friends who are in the industry, alam niyo sa security, tulong-tulong tayo.
Pero the reality is wala talagang nagagawa eh. Wala talagang nagagawa, 'di ba?
Best lang, Mr. Chair.
Ang dami-daming nilalapit sa akin na ganyang problema. Naawa ako at nadidisappoint ako sa sarili ko kasi wala akong magawa eh. Alam mo, itawag mo naman sa authority, wala rin silang magagawa. Di ba? Yan ang ngayon na yung awareness. Imagine ang Bigs Pro nabuo 2013. Right after that, nag-launch din kami ng awareness program. Pero ang awareness during that time ay about attacks lang na hindi pa ganito ang scale ngayon. Hindi pa ganito kagaling ang mga kalaban natin noon, no? So ibig sabihin, yung awareness na ginagawa o gagawin natin, kailangan hanggang matapos itong mga hacking na to, kung kailan na to matatapos. Pagaling ng pagaling yung mga natin.
At
pakonti yung nag-a-advocate, di ba? Diba? Pakonti yung nag-a-advocate.
That's the sad fact. Pakunti-unti tayo nag-a-advocate. Nakakaawa rin because of pupunta ako sa area, sa Tondo. Ang dami na biktima ng mga scams na hindi naman konti lang mga pinag-aralan nila, hindi naman sila aware na ano ba ito yung pinag-uusapan. So they're lost. So yun ang the sad fact na and also lalo na ngayon ang AI is backing up against this mga online payment chat something that these systems should look for kasi ngayon there's already a model that can mimic yung new GPT model na voice and video capability. So imagine that.
So diba? Ang nga niyan Taps na pagaling yung mga scammer, yung mga hacker, tayo ba gumagaling ba tayo? Yung mga users ba natin gumagaling ba? 'Di ba? So yun ang discrepancy, yun ang disconnect, yun ang malaking disconnect. Kaya
ang daming sa government gumagaling din to support
ang tanong. Ay, hindi yan akin. Hindi akin yan. 'Di ba? So, yung problema natin, lumalaki, yung solusyon, hindi naman lumalaki. Pag nandiyan ka sa corporate, 'di ba? May proseso ka para makakuha ka ng budget. May proseso ka para makapag-deploy ng project. May proseso ka sa lahat ng bagay. Yung mga kalaban natin, may proseso ba silang sinusunod?
Wala.
nasa nasa disadvantage tayo, 'di ba? In a highly dynamic environment like ours, na pag nag-deploy, kailangan may cybersecurity yan. Bago na naman. Deploy muna bago cybersecurity.
Oo. Actually, yun nga, dapat ang thinking natin, dapat ninja na tayo. Kailangan on a split second, we can decide. Sila kasi, mabilisan yan eh. Basta makita na lang may you lose the game. At may kapabayaan ka.
Isipin mo mga ka-Pix Pro ha. Yung ating people, process, technology, napakagandang model niyan. Di ba? Pero ilan ang nakakapag-implement talaga ng full dyan? Ayan, PCI DSS, compliant ka. ISO 27001, certified ka. Himahin natin yung mga kumpanyang tinamaan. Di ba karamihan doon mga PCI DSS compliant? At marami doon na ISO 27001 certified. So may disconnect tayo. Hindi nga lang natin pinag-uusapan. Next siguro pag-uusapan natin 'yan. Bakit ka nagkakaroon ng fraud kung PCI DSS compliant ka?
No,
diba? Bakit ka na-hack kahit na ISO 27001 ka? Oh, bakit ka na-hack kahit yung mga tao mo diyan, mga certified ethical hackers? Oh, mayroong mga ISO 27001 lead auditors diyan. May ISACA CISA diyan. ISACA CISM dyan, may CISSP dyan. Oh, pag-usapan nga natin yan. Bakit? Diba? Kasi, hindi dahil hindi tayo marunong, kundi kung magaling yung mga kalaban natin at mayroon tayong dependency sa mga proseso natin na pag gusto natin mag-improve right away, hindi natin magawa. Naghihintay ka lang. Diba? Kailangan mo pa maghintay ng 3 months.
Itong kalaban natin, alam na yung process natin. They know our certifications and they go beyond. Na-anticipate na yung galaw natin eh. Because it's by the book. Nabasa na nila. So alam nila gagawin natin to. Mga attack vectors nga natin in a couple of years, hindi na as effective as possible. So we're stuck with those standards and hindi nagmamature yung yung capabilities.
And siguro one of the things na kailangan din nating ma-address for structured, 'di ba, organizations na mga private or public. Yung minsan yung mga frameworks na ini-implement natin, we become victims of our own policies and processes. Na instead na nakakatulong siya, mas relate kami ni Mr. Chair dyan na parang ang ganda-ganda ng gusto mong gawin, pero dahil there are certain framework and policies that you need to follow, na defeat yung purpose ng kailangan na natin itong gawin, di ba? So, yun yung dapat ma-address.
Ang daming problema. Ito maganda yung sinabi ni Albert, oh. Malungkot din, Mr. Chair, kung compliant lang pag malapit na during audit, anytime.
Audit.
Which is very true, ha? Kasi, kung compliance ka kasi, ang focus mo. So, you are compliant for 1 month, but vulnerable for 11 months. Kasi pagparating na yung mga auditors next month, banata na natin to. Diba? Hindi tayo pwedeng non-compliant dito. Oh. So, hopefully, hindi ganun ang situation sa mga critical na, especially our payment gateways or payment system providers natin. Diba? Ako, Arlene, lalagpas yata tayo ngayon.
Kaya nga, Mr. Chair, siguro last words po coming from our, of course, cybersecurity advocates during this forums about how we better secure ourselves in doing transactions online, especially in doing transactions in our online payment system, at kaano po kahalaga ang element ng cybersecurity para mapanatili po nating ligtas ang ating sarili at ang ating pamilya laban sa mga cyber threats.
Sino? Una.
Simulan natin sa ating speaker, Sir RB. Press RB. Kasi aminin na natin sa ibang tao kalaban ng online payment system. It's not. Okay, hindi po natin kaaway yan. Sooner or later, lahat po talaga automated na. So ano yung dapat nating malaman at tandaan when it comes to dealing with our transactions online. Press RB, are you with us? Okay, press. Your final message po on how we better secure ourselves while doing transaction on our online payment systems and platforms.
Arlene, siguro ano no, last thought from me is yun nga, let's remain vigilant and proactive when using online payment systems, para to continue working together as uh, as a community para ma-enhance yung safety and security ng mga transactions natin online. So remain vigilant and proactive when transacting online. Yep.
Okay, how about Sir Tops po?
Ayun, so first and foremost, thank you sa Pix Pro. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for inviting me. So ang ano lang, mapanuri tayo, maging masaliksik na mapag-aralan to. It's here to stay, payment channels na basta magamit natin ng matiwasay at talagang mapapag-ingat natin yung paggamit ng ating kayamanan. Yung mga kaperahan sa buhay natin. It's not just livelihood, because it's livelihood of people. So we just have to keep in mind na sa tamang paggamit naman, we have to be careful with our social media, everything in life. We have to be careful at mag-isip lagi. Think twice before you put in your transaction. Think twice and consult with others. And dito, manood sila ng Pix Pro. Marami silang tutunan. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sir Tops. How about, of course, VP Ellen on your pilot telecast?
Siguro, not only for payments, no, pero we really, parang tell everyone na to have this cybersecurity mindset. Kasi talagang it has to be embedded in our DNA already kasi doon na tayo papunta di ba? Parang talagang in a few years time, everything will be digital, everything will be online. So, kailangan nating yakapin yung ganong klaseng mindset kasi kahit saan tayo pumunta, kahit anong kilos natin, dapat lagi siyang kasama. And yun nga, very important yung awareness and tama yung kaninang sinabi, di ba, na parang yung mga tao is the first and parang sila yung entry point ng mga compromises and they can also be the first and last line of defense. As we always say nga doon sa organization namin dati, na we also treat our employees, the people, di ba, as force multipliers. Imagine kung lahat tayo is cyber aware, lahat tayo merong cybersecurity mindset, di ba? Parang we can evangelize, di ba? We can always say na this is how you do it, this is the do's and don'ts, until it's already embedded in our DNA. And in everything that we do, matik na siya, di ba? Onte na yun nabibake. So, that should be the mindset.
Thank you, VP Ellen. True, tama po. It should be a part of our routine already. And of course, Mr. Chair, okay, ano po ang inyong masasabi aside sa VPN? But no, kidding aside.
Ang natin, no? Ang galing ng mga guest natin ngayon.
Yes, very
Si
interactive.
VP Ellen, parang hindi first timer.
Correct.
Galing talaga. Ito, sagutin ko to si Bay Ben. Na sabi niya kasi, apologies po, don't like how the discussion now. We should not surrender to the hackers, no? As cyber advocates, we should soldier on and outsmart them. Which I fully agree, no? Hindi tayo sumusurrender by nawata na hadlok na nila, no? So, ang sa atin lang, we need to recognize our weaknesses so that we can strengthen and turn it into something that we can use against the hackers. Hindi tayo susurrender, no? Hindi rin natin i-deny na mayroon tayong kakulangan. Hindi rin natin i-deny na mayroon tayong limitation. Pero surrender, wala yan sa atin. Gira, gipanganak kayo gira sa Mindanao. Matam surrender. No? Hindi tayo surrender dyan sa kanila. So sa akin, lagi kong sinasabi na lately, at sasabihin ko ulit, no? Parang yung sinabi ni si Einstein ba yung nagsabi na doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Ganon na nangyayari sa atin sa cybersecurity. Kung ano yung ginagawa, ano kasi, nadatnan ko kasi yung umpisa ng cybersecurity sa Pilipinas eh. We improved a little bit, but naghit tayo ng ceiling ba? So we are doing the same thing over and over again. And it seems na nahihirapan tayong mag-accept ng changes, ng katotohanan. No? Binabaterya ng mga hackers yung VPN. VPN pa rin tayo ng VPN. Binabaterya ng hackers yung Active Directory pa rin tayo ng Active Directory. So, kailangan natin sabayan. Sabi nga, di ba? Kailangan natin i-outsmart, hindi lang sabayan ang mga hackers. Kasi sa ngayon, mas gumagaling sila faster than the defenders. Siguro yun ang natin. I-accept natin yun. I-accept natin yung limitations natin at gawa natin ng paraan para ma-address natin. Yun. So maraming salamat.
Okay. So isang magandang balitaktakan na naman po ang nagtapos ngayong araw na ito. Kasama po ng ating mga Kapex Pro barkada here. Welcoming our, of course, Sir Tops, Press RB, and VP Ellen coming from Pex Pro NCR team. So maraming salamat po mga Kapex Pro, and hopefully after this session, tayo po ay magiging mas wais na in terms of how we deal with our online transactions and basically overall on how we keep ourselves safe by ensuring that we are cyber safe every day. So through Pex Pro. So maraming salamat po. And Mr. Chair, will you do the honors? At ito po ay baptismo fire ng ating mga officers ngayon.
Okay. So salamat sa ating mga guests, no, sa ating speaker, si La Union Chapter President RB, na inaanak ko din. At si VP Ellen, first timer natin dito, no? At si Tops, ang aking classmate. And of course, ang ating mga kasama lagi, no, na very engaging. Sabi nga ni Ben, you've got my support. Sabi na. So hindi namin kaya to na kami lang, no. Hindi natin kaya to na tayo lang. Kailangan natin ng buong community. So Biyernes na naman, no? At bukas ay weekend. Ang sinasabi ng iba ay happy weekend. Sa cybersecurity, happy lang.
Walang weekend. Thank you mga Kapex Pro. Thank you Press RB, VP Ellen.
And Yvette. Shout out pa. Yvette.
Hi Yvette.
Hi Yvette.
Thank you very much mga Kapex Pro. And see you all next week. Maraming salamat po.